Hidden beneath the soil of South Asia lies a civilization older than the pyramids of Egypt, older than the myths of ancient Greece, and yet far more mysterious. A civilization that thrived in silence, left behind no grand monuments to kings or gods, and then vanished without war, without invasion, and without explanation. This is the story of the Indus Valley Civilization, a forgotten giant of the ancient world. More than 4,000 years ago, along the banks of the Indus River and its tributaries, millions of people lived in cities unlike anything the world had ever seen. While other ancient societies were ruled by powerful kings and armies, the Indus people built something different, a civilization of order, balance, and remarkable planning. Their cities were laid out in perfect grids, streets ran straight and wide, homes were built from standardized bricks. Almost every house, rich or poor, had access to clean water and drainage systems. Underground sewers carried waste away from the streets, a level of urban sanitation that would not be seen again for thousands of years. Cities like Harappa, Mohenjo-Daro, and Dholavira were not chaotic settlements. They were carefully designed, engineered with precision and foresight. Wells were placed throughout the cities, providing fresh water to the population. Public baths suggest a culture that valued cleanliness, ritual, and community. And yet, for all this sophistication, something is missing. There are no grand palaces, no massive statues of rulers, no inscriptions celebrating victories in war. The Indus people left behind seals, symbols, and short inscriptions, but their language remains undeciphered to this day. We do not know their kings, their gods, or even what they called themselves. What we do know is that they were peaceful traders. Artifacts from the Indus Valley have been found as far away as Mesopotamia. They traded beads, pottery, textiles, and metals across vast distances. Their ships sailed ancient seas. Their influence quietly spread across the ancient world. For centuries, this civilization thrived. Life followed the rhythm of the rivers. The Indus flooded seasonally, renewing the soil and feeding the fields. Agriculture flourished, cities expanded, trade networks grew stronger. Then, slowly, the balance began to shift. The rivers started to change their course, climate patterns altered, monsoon rains weakened or became unpredictable. Floods destroyed settlements in some regions, while drought dried others into dust. The life-giving waters that sustained the Indus people began to betray them. Archaeological evidence shows cities being rebuilt again and again, as if the people were desperately trying to adapt to a world that no longer obeyed the old rules. Wells ran dry, trade routes collapsed, the standardized systems that once unified the civilization began to break apart. Unlike other ancient civilizations, the Indus Valley did not fall in fire and blood. There is little evidence of large-scale warfare or invasion, no mass graves, no layers of ash. Instead, there is quiet abandonment. People began to leave the great cities, populations scattered into smaller villages, urban life faded. The skills that once defined the civilization, large-scale planning, standardized construction, long-distance trade, slowly disappeared. By around 1300 BC, the great cities were empty. Streets that once echoed with footsteps fell silent. Wells filled with sand, bricks crumbled under the sun. A civilization that once housed millions simply dissolved into history. For thousands of years, the Indus Valley civilization was forgotten. Buried beneath layers of earth, its existence was unknown to the modern world. It was only in the 20th century that archaeologists uncovered the ruins and realized the truth that one of humanity's greatest civilizations had existed and vanished without leaving its story behind. Even today, the mystery remains unsolved. Was climate change the true cause? Shifting rivers, economic collapse, or slow social transformation? Without written records we can read, the answers remain locked in silence. What the Indus Valley civilization leaves us is not a story of conquest, but a warning that even the most organized, peaceful, and advanced societies are vulnerable to changes beyond their control. Beneath the dust of South Asia, their cities still rest, their streets still run straight, their drains still lie buried, waiting to be rediscovered. And in their silence, they ask a haunting question, not how they fell, but how easily great